Over the last 3 weeks, over 200,000 raw, ungraded, fixed price, or best offer basketball trading cards have been sold on eBay. Who will be the number one name on the liquidity list for basketball today? Find out now. JC3 Cards and Collectibles is hard at work every week scouring eBay sales to find the most liquid names in the trading card markets so you don't have to. Who will be number one this week? Welcome back, everybody. We are here with another liquidity list, and we are counting down the basketball bestsellers for the previous 3 weeks. We are out there combing our eBay sales data, looking for the most liquid athletes that we can find for you. And we are looking at those raw cards that are ungraded. We're looking at what low-end sellers like myself, flippers, if you will. Nobody's looking to invest with this list. We are looking for cards you can buy very comfortably and know that, hey, I'll be able to turn that card and turn it without much worry. So we look at those ungraded cards. We look at buy it now and offers accepted type of listings. And we comb through 3 weeks of data. We go through all the sales data on eBay. We look at a few sellers on eBay to see what's going there. We comb through the news cycles to see who might get in a little bump. And we put together this list for you to help you with some of your sourcing decisions. So what do we have here this week? What are we seeing as we put together that list? Well, we do have some new entries in the top 10 this list. I can tell you that. And I can tell you we've got some new entries in the top 20 as well. So we saw some movement out there. A few guys fell out of the top 10. A few guys fell out of the top 20. And we had other people take their place. We also saw some big movement from a few players. Bronny James being one of the biggest. Bronny wasn't even in our list in previous weeks, of course, with the NBA draft recently and him going to the Lakers with his father, LeBron. He is all over the news cycles. He went from selling next to nothing to 2,410 cards in the last 3 weeks, which took him from not ranked all the way up, perhaps into one of our ranked positions. Angel Reese also climbed the charts a little bit, climbed about 36 spots this week. Scoot Henderson, Dominique Wilkins climbed 20 and 19 respectively. Dikembe Mutombo, Chet Holmgren climbed 11 spots this week. And Brandon Miller, rookie Brandon Miller. Well, is he technically a rookie after the season ends? I don't know. He climbed a few spots as well on our list. Now, whenever you have some people making big gains, you're also going to have some people making big drops. And that would be players like Tyrese Halliburton dropping 10 spots. Kyrie Irving, Karl Anthony Towns both dropped about 12 spots. Kristaps Porzingis dropped 19. And the recently departed the logo, Jerry West, dropped 26 spots from our list over the last 3 weeks. That PMB has worn off, and Jerry West will stay relevant in the hobby. We'll see cards of his moving regularly from week to week. We just won't see those big numbers again like we saw about a month ago when he passed away now. So some interesting moves in the list this week. Also, we had a lot of events going on. The NBA Finals finished. The NBA Draft occurred. And now we go into that down cycle of basketball for a few months. Now, what might be a saving grace there is USA basketball in the Olympics. You've got some big names in there that might generate some interest a little longer than most years. But basketball tends to be a sport that ebbs and flows with the events in season. So you're going to probably see more volume go towards baseball, football as training camps open up soon. And basketball is going to continue to dwindle down until the preseason starts again. But that does not mean everybody stops selling. There are still stalwarts that are going to continually be in our list. So, speaking of the list, do we need to take a look at last week's list? Let's put the list right up here and take a quick look at it. So here we see last time we met, Victor Wembanyama continued to hold a stranglehold on that top spot, holding off the real GOAT, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. Caitlin Clark still holding strong. Steph Curry always up there in our top 10. Jason Tatum had climbed up. Giannis Antetokounmpo had climbed up. Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic, and Jaylen Brown rounded out our top 10 last time. And we see that Anthony Edwards and Luka, they were sliding down a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if they remained in our top 10 or if they've fallen out completely. There's only one way to find out. But first, a quick word about the GOAT card show coming up this September. All right, we hope to see you all out there this September, the very first GOAT card show. Very excited. So now it's time to get to what we're all here for. Let's get to the liquidity list for basketball sales for the last 3 weeks from eBay. Let's take a look now.
Starting us off at number 10, Brandon Miller. Number 9, Kobe Bryant. Number 8, Anthony Edwards. Number 7, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Number 6, Jason Tatum. Rolling into our top 5, Steph Curry. Number 4, LeBron James. Number 3, Michael Jordan. Number 2, Caitlin Clark. And the number 1 most liquid player in basketball, Victor Wembanyama.
Well, there we go. Another top 10 is in the books. Any surprises there? Anything that made you say, things that make you go, who remembers that one? Um, so yeah, a strong top 10 again. It's amazing to me how strong Victor's been holding on. Wemby's been holding on to that number 1 spot. But big surge by Caitlin Clark this week. Over almost 13,000 cards sold. She's within a couple hundred of Wemby now and a couple thousand ahead of Michael Jordan. Now, it doesn't totally surprise me because anytime I look at any kind of sports news or turn on the TV, there's another Caitlin Clark story. That media hype cycle just keeps pushing. which great. And that's gonna keep her cards moving. Everyone's looking for Caitlin Clark. So I think I'm probably gonna have to adjust my outlook a little bit on Caitlin Clark. Um, Long term, do I think she's gonna fall out of the top 10? I do. I really do. But that's long term. I'm gonna have to adjust my outlook and say, I think, I think she's gonna stay in that top 10 well into next season. And once kind of that newness wears off, then we'll see her drop down a little bit, probably into that second tier of players. But on the other hand, if she figures it all out, figures out the program, and just boom, lights it on fire, then she could stay up here even longer. But kudos to her, man. She's fighting the good fight there. Of course, we got Michael Jordan, LeBron James, a couple of the greats out there. They're always going to be up there. Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, and Giannis are slowly sliding down now that the season is over. Anthony Edwards kind of holding steady in that second half of our top 10. Kobe's always going to be hanging around. He's actually up a little bit. And Brandon Miller, a second rookie, surging into the top 10. He jumped up quite a bit this week. So, what'd you think of that? What about the second tier of players? Interested in who's out there? Well, let's put them up on the screen and take a look. So we've got some stalwarts out there. We got Shaq just outside the top 10. John Morant is just outside the top 10. And then we got another rookie, Scoot Henderson. He climbed about 20 spots this week and jumped into that number 13 position. Dame time, Dame Lillard, he's in that second tier of players as well. Jalen Brown's sliding down a little bit. Kevin Durant, big jump by Bronny. The draft hype is powerful, my friends. Even though, by all accounts, Bronny is not the greatest basketball player in that draft, just the hype of playing with LeBron for the Lakers. He hasn't been ranked before in my list, and he surged all the way up to a number 17 finish this week with almost 2,500 cards sold. That is really impressive. Will it last? It might stay pretty hot for the summer. I think once the season starts and we see what kind of role Bronny actually has, I'll betcha his cards slide quite a bit. Luka's sliding down our list. He's been in the top 10 before with the season over. Just sliding down that list. Looking like he's going to drop out of the top 20 soon. Joel Embiid and the answer, Allen Iverson, rounding out our top 20. So we're in that off season. I think, just look at the overall. We are down week over week. Well, list over list. We are down quite a bit. About 212,000 cards sold, which it sounds like a lot, but it's significantly off pace from our last list. And that's because basketball is one of those sports that slumps heavily once the season is over. The Olympics basketball is going to help keep a little interest more than normal, I think. But overall, it's going to sag. Baseball and football are going to pick up the slack. So that's our list for this time around. Always interesting doing basketball for me because I don't follow basketball as a fan as much as I do baseball and football. So sometimes I see more surprises in basketball than I would expect. Always fun to go through it though. Stu always enjoys it as well, right, Stu? He's always hanging around. Um, so let us know what you think of this list. Hit that like button. Give us some comments in there. Let us know if you think we left somebody out of the list. We put a lot of time into this, combing through all that data for you. We hope this helps you. It certainly helps us in some of our sourcing decisions and who to grab and who to pass on. Remember, these are not investment strategies, these are flipping cards. This is about how liquid an athlete is in trading cards, meaning you can buy these and you should be able to sell them quickly for, you know, a little bit of profit, some larger. But basically, these are names that are hot, and you should have no problem flipping those as quickly as you need to, should they be in good condition and priced appropriately. You shouldn't have to worry about getting stuck with a ton of inventory on these players. So use accordingly. Again, I'm not one, I'm a low end card flipper. I'm not out there buying slabs to invest in. So that's not what this list is about, just to be clear. This is about who's hot in the low end raw cards that we can flip quickly on eBay, and play that volume game, if you will. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, peace out. Take care of each other.